Okay, time to talk about what a pig getting the AI to avoid the mothership was. So, the issue is that the majority of the AI pathfinding does it based off the pivot point of whatever object it interacts with. So for the player ship, essentially the center of the player. For other boids, the center of the boid. Mothership's a bit trickier since it's huge. Alex, how many kilometers across was it?
8.
2, 4, 8 kilometers across. I don't think eight's
No,
quite
you
right.
shrunk it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
think it's 4 now.
yeah, somewhere between 1 and 4 kilometers long. So if the pivot point is here, it's not really a very accurate place for the player to flee from, or the boy to flee from, because they could be in this little section there, which is basically telling them fly into the bridge, and we don't want them doing that. So if I load up my Boyd, I will explain what the problem was with getting these guys to play ball. Boyd, here we go. And it should be inside my environment check, which is this thing. Okay. So, this is the node that saved me, which is get closest point on collision. Essentially goes, okay, I've hit something, where have I hit it? And then let's fly away from that point. The problem is, it only works with primitive collision, not nice, accurate, complex collision. So essentially, I had to set up massive spheres around the general radius of the ship, which the AI would avoid. The problem is, though, is that we don't want the player hitting those because that's just unfair, because you can't see them. It's more of a just generic don't fly in this area zone. So as a result, I had to set up 2 ships, essentially. One with the giant capsule collision, which the AI will avoid. And then one with the complex collision, which both the player and the AI can hit. Because if the AI has gone into there and still going, we do want them to blow up once they collide with something. But it took me a very long time to get this system working properly. And I believe we use the same system on the asteroids, since because they're destructible, they don't count as having primitive collision once they've been blown up, which causes great hilarity and chortles to be had when they go flying into them and kill themselves. So yeah, if you just load up the Boyd again very quickly. Okay, get closest point on collision from the hit component, which in this case will be, you know, ship, bridge, collision, capsule. Minus that from the Boyd location, normalize it to get a direction, and then set the separation force. All in all, it's quite a cheap calculation. Although I've actually been normalizing it, I could probably have gotten away without doing that. But yeah, that was the getting the AI to avoid the mothership.